Welcome back to Go Again Gaming, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round four of the league that means nothing to. So, I know it means nothing, that's in the name, but these players are playing for the perfect record. So, we have on one side of the table Roger Bodie from the MNR cast taking on Hank Sherlock from the Goblin Reserve on Viserai. Not OTK Viserai. I have been reliably informed on YouTube, on Twitter, in my DMs, and I'm pretty sure a carrier pigeon told me that too. Now, this is going to be an interesting one because, like, Boltyn really preys on decks with a lot of attack actions, and Viserai, like, has a lot of non-attacks, 3 blocks, which are really good at sort of stuffing Boltyn's turns. In my personal experience, I've managed to if you preserve your armor, if you play tight, you can stuff an awful lot of damage from Roger's side of things with Boltyn. But you also, conversely, Boltyn has to try and like double triple Lumina you in order to push the damage through. Hank is able to build up an incredible stack of rune chants as well. So, with that in mind, is he going to be able to really threaten Roger um, before the Omni slash Ultra combo comes from those sabers? So I'm very excited to see this. Roger gets to play with his new toys, whatever new toys came in the Boltyn Armory deck. Hank, unfortunately, is going to have to wait for his new toys. Um, we're in the middle of Rosetta spoiler season right now, and those cards look gas for all the Rune Blades. As a Rune Blade lover myself, I'm very excited. But with that, I'm going to throw over to the gameplay and we'll see what happens. Okay, it looks like Roger has opted to respect Viserai a little bit and bring some Arcane Barrier. With all the yellows in his deck, there's not really a lot of AB you're going to have, but it's better than nothing. So we have Courage of Bladehold, Warband of Bologna, and Gallantry Gold. So full combo setup from Roger. Hank on the best armor that he can have, which is Creepers, a Grasp of the Arknight, one of the OG Runeblade equipment, Dyadic Carapace, and Balance of Justice. I'm not sure if Boltyn is going to be drawing 2 cards, but maybe Hank didn't have space in his deck for a second headpiece. And then as his weapon, he has the Scepter of Pain and the Bloodied Oval. Never has any deck been so excited about Bloodied Oval as not OTK Viserai, as Turtle Burst Viserai. Um, so we've got a fairly good setup here from both sides. We can kind of infer from the equipment exactly what their game plans are going to be. And let's see what we've got going on here. Both players ready to go. And looks like Hank is just going to lead us off with a Runeblood incantation, which is an excellent start, pitching away that Arknight Ascendancy, which I'm sure will come back. One of the big power cards in this sort of Turtle Burst Viserai is the ability to throw in a bunch of Dominate and then pitching 2 more reds, generating a rune chant, making sure we're ready to go for the next round, for the next turn. We've a nice setup. And then with that, no Arsenal though, unfortunately, so we'll pass over to Roger and let's see what he's got going on. And Roger really thinking about how to sequence because like Boltyn really is all about carving out small advantages because his hero text is really powerful, his weapons are very good, all those abilities are good, but you do have a cost of cards, like big cost of putting cards in your soul. And we're going to lead with a yellow engulfing light for 2, charging a you don't love to see that, charging a Via the Vanguard, one of the big power cards in Boltyn. Not ideal, not your first charge that you want to see. Mm, yeah, I'm thinking about this block here. Contemplating. Nope, just taking it. So taking two. Two damage goes through. Engulfing Light has it on hit, which is now that you've charged, it goes to Soul. So Roger's really got the Soul train going now. I just saw Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, so it's kind of stuck in my head. Yeah. Rune Blood Incantation ticks down. Rune Chant ticks up. So we've got two Rune Chants on board, and we have a Sonata Galaxia pitching into it to make sure that X cost is two or more so that we get go again. And Hank gets to go tutor for any thing with two or less, and it's just going to be a blessing of the occult. So that's going to sit there, and next turn generate three rune chants for Hank. So we've got a very sportsmanlike cut from Hank, and let's see if he follows this up with anything at all. Yeah, follows it up with another rune blood incantation. This is really an ideal setup for Viserai now because he's locked in to have five, six, seven rune chance next turn plus the he has a Viserai trigger here. Yeah, we're remembering our triggers, Hank. Very important. Don't want to miss out on those points of value. So now we have a trigger from Viserai taking it to four rune chance and adding another three to seven. So really, Hank is on track to get it done exactly how he wants it. And Roger is going to have to look at those numbers and think, well, let's see how quickly I can find my Lumina Boominas. Because after all, that is the that is the key for Boltyn here. Lumina go Boomina or Rune Chance make you explode. He has two options. Another thing about Boltyn is if your opponent doesn't give you the go again, if he doesn't let you activate your hero text, you're very only okay at converting like 4 and 5 card hands. So we're starting with a blue bolt of courage for one, charging Spirit of Erina. So that is a big part of this combo because it allows Roger to start popping off on a much lower amount of soul with the ability to just generate action points by playing Lumina Ascensions. I'm thinking about his blocks here. Is he going to give anything up? Do we give up the bloodied oval? Or do we give Roger the opportunity to activate his hero text? Yeah, we give up the bloodied oval. We go, here's the most efficient block. Here's one. You may have one. Now, if Roger has any attack reactions, nope, just drawing up and passing. And we have two Rune Blood incantations ticking down. That Doomsday Clock of Rune Chance ticking up. We're now up to 12. And it is Hank's turn 3. So, man, Viserai loves these numbers here. 12 Rune Chance. That's just so much power already on the board. And Hank can just keep chipping away, playing a Come to Fight and Arknight Ascendancy for free. So we have Arknight Ascendancy for 8, Dominate, and 12 Rune Chance. You know, just a chunk of damage here. Yeah, here's half your life total on turn 3. Sounds decent. Now, what's Roger going to do here? He's just going to start taking Rune Chance. Because really, the important thing is to cover up this Arknight Ascendancy because it will generate 8 Rune Chance if it connects fully. And if we see Roger just maybe throw armor here and keep the cards in hand, then we know it is going to be go time for Boltyn. Yeah, Roger is in fact just shoving armor. So that's 5, taking 3, giving Hank 3 more rune chance. So Boltyn now at 25. But as we've seen in previous games, particularly in his game against Zen, he was not messing around. It didn't actually matter that he was at 25 or at sub 10, because if you land your Lumina Ascension combo, you can gain upwards of, like, what, easily, if you double Lumina, that's what, 12 life back at least, as long as you don't hit any whiffs. Yeah, so we're going to crack the Warband of Bologna, which means Roger is very much planning on charging this turn. Let's see if he cracks courage. So it's go time. This is time to see how Lumina Ascension goes off, and if Hank actually has the cards prepared for it. Yep, cracking gallantry gold. Oh, we're all in, baby. So we have Hot Streak. This is a great card. Charging that Banneret, gaining a courage token, drawing a card because it's a yellow. And that means this hot streak is currently coming in for 3. And if Hank defends with the non attack action, or attack action even, it gains go again. Now, we gotta suspect that that arsenal is either a beacon of victory to put this over and generate, go search for a Lumina Ascension, or Roger just has 2 Lumina Ascensions and is ready to go. So let's see what Hank decides to do here. Obviously, a comfortable life lead, but the Lumina turns from Boltyn. That's not an insignificant amount of damage. If you take, what, 6 sword swings at 5 points of damage each, they're presenting 30 damage and gaining life with each of those sword swings. Yeah, here we go. That's the courage. That's the beacon of victory. We're going to go get a Lumina. It's time to go Boomina. So we have 6 coming in here. Looks like Roger just dumped his soul here. And gets that Lumina Ascension, putting the Saber up to 7, generating an action point, and dropping the second Lumina from hand, putting him up to 2 action points, the Saber up to 8. So really, this is the thing about that Spirit of Erina. It really lets you build your own combo without having a huge stack of soul in play. And it's so key to a lot of matchups, because one of the big things that can mess you up is running out of soul. And that's what Viserai used to be able to do, was starve out one of the swords on the combo turn. Now let's see if Hank has an answer to this 8, or if he's going to go to 30 and let Boltyn go all the way back to 27 and just keep it on rolling. Because now all of these swords for the rest of the turn are going to attack for 5. I think we just have Roger explaining how all of this works to Hank, how the combo really works out. Those are some gorgeous foils, Roger. Gimme. Yeah, I'll take those. One of the first decks I ever built was a combo Boltyn. Just because I heard it was good. I didn't know anything about Flesh and Blood at the time. I was just sort of learning the game, and then I got stolen away by Runeblades. Not that I'm biased in this matchup. I love both these heroes. I love both these players. They're very, very good players, and they've been tremendous all throughout the league. That means absolutely nothing, which is really what you want. You want people who are in this for just the love of the game, because we love flesh and blood. So Hank's got a Fate Foreseen. It's a good start. Really good start for Hank here, and a Sink Below. So we're going to full cover this entire one. Bottom a card, drawing a card. So we're surviving the first swing. But let's see what comes after it. And I know what comes after it, and it is a flurry of blades. But not Blade Flurry. I don't think Roger's playing that in his deck. So now we have 6 coming in with this saber because of that courage token. And maybe Hank shoves 6 armor here. It'll be interesting to see, because if he can starve out this combo turn, it would be very impressive. It is also important to note that Boltyn's hero text is extremely active now, which means if Hank blocks with any attacks, the weapons will get +1. Similar to Centauri Sabers, but obviously it doesn't last until the end of the turn. Hank really mulling over this decision here. Obviously, the armor block has one critical punish, which is, what is that card that Roger ripped off the top off of that Bolt of was it, no, off the Warband of Bologna this turn. Hank really having a think here. Is he going to give up both cards? He is, and they are both 3-block non-attacks. So he is stuffing this turn. And Roger is going to send in his last sword swing for 5 damages. So if Hank can cover this with the armor, he can have effectively neutered the entire double Lumina combo, and Roger will have thrown his entire armor at Hank and basically achieved nothing. So there's no way, I think, for Roger to gain go again here. So the most Hank is looking at taking here is 5 damage and letting Roger gain maybe 2. This is really, really tight play from Hank. He played this extremely well. He's managed to not take a single point of damage here. Like, really, a 30 damage threatened turn. And what has happened? But oh, and there's another beacon of victory going into the soul for Roger, but it is unfortunately not exactly going to help him out, because we have passed the reaction step and no go again. Very rare that you see the double Lumina turn from Boltyn just do diddly. So yeah, we're up to 6 range chance for Hank, who I assume is just happy enough to pass the turn back to Roger. Roger's kind of blown the best of his equipment. He's down 2 beacons, he's down 2 luminas. So it's going to be a uphill battle for him dealing with Viserai now. So we've got a Bolt of Courage, red Bolt of Courage charging a Take Flight. And we know for a fact that Arsenal is not an attack reaction, because Roger would have definitely played it on one of those swords. So the question is there an attack reaction in hand? Because if Hank just, again, no blocks this or gives up a 3-block non-attack action, I don't know how much Roger gets to do here. He's in kind of a tough spot, is the assistant professor from Manor University, whereas this Goblin Reserve, the ringleader of the Goblin Reserve, is sitting pretty as he just accumulates some rune chance and takes his time and sets up his next big burst turn. There's an awful lot of this I've seen in the game so far. Aside from the Lumina turn there, Hank has sort of looked at his hand, shuffled his hand. Maybe I'll block with it. Nah, take it. Show it to me. Yeah, just laying his hand down there, saying, no blocks, baby. going to 30. Roger gets to draw from this Bolt of Courage. Not that it's doing him a whole lot of good right now. Because if you don't give your attacks +1, you don't get go again in Boltyn. I'd say Roger currently missing something like the Snapdragon Scalers here. So now we're up to 7 rune chance. 1 rune blood incantation expired. And let's see how Hank decides to play these 5 cards. Really thinking about this one here, Hank, is yeah, there's a Slogism. Pitching. So that is a +5. No, a +6 to his next thing with 2 or more cost, and then a Runic Reckoning as well. So a nice +3, triggering Viserai, generating a rune chant, sending in an Amplify the Arknight, triggering Viserai to make a rune chant on the back end. But this is sending in 7 arcane and 15 physical. You know, just small numbers. These are the kind of numbers that got Viserai banned in Blitz. This is why he is not allowed in the Blitz format. In my personal opinion, anyway, as someone who has played. Oh, Roger seems to have taken calculated his life there. But our delightful ringleader of the league that means nothing has informed us reliably that it will be caught later. Yeah, so Roger blocking 3, 6, and then another 3 with the saving grace and a -2, charging a banneret of gallantry, generating a quicken. So 9 block against 13 damage, having taken the full blast of rune chance. So putting Roger to a cushy 13 or 14. I am not sure. We'll see when the life totals get caught and updated. Either way, Hank is in a great spot right now. Roger is just simply going to be content with arsenaling and feeling his woes here as his Lumina combo kind of blew up in his own face. Very nice job from Hank having the double D react. Simply, this is what I've been told. The best players in the world just have it. And they draw better than you. So why aren't you drawing better? Get better. That's wise words from a friend of mine in Ireland, Brian Langan. If you're drafting, simply draft the good cards. Hey, we've a grasp activation here from Hank going up to 2 rune chance. We're on the slow rebuild here. Another rune blood incantation. So we have the 3rd incantation. It's not too bad. It's pretty cushy. And then Scepter of Pain. 2 arcane for 1 point of arcane damage. If you take it, you get a rune chant. Roger's just like, yeah, whatever. I'm taking it. You can have your 3rd rune chant. I am in desperate need of pushing damage here. With 4 cards in soul, a quicken on the board, 4 cards in hand, and a card in arsenal, Roger Bodie is preparing to do some serious business. Roger really thinking about this. Yeah, so we've got a Bolt of Courage coming in for 3, charging. So this is a 3 go again, guaranteed. No say in the matter, Hank. It is going again. And it looks like we're charging an Express Lightning. So this is a 3 go again. I wonder if there's ever going to be a point in this game where Hank just decides, oh, maybe I should use my armor. Or has he just forgotten it's there? Grasp makes rune chance. What else is there for? What else is it there for? Who knows? Who cares? Those spellbound creepers are just edgy iron rot boots. Reliably informed by Bill Lepage, the Zen in the league that means nothing, the tryhard that he is, the spike feeder, that they don't actually have text and no one has ever read them. Much like so, much like how a famous LSS dev apparently has never read Codex of Frailty. I'm really thinking about this block here. So we've got 3 coming in. On hits, drawing a card. It has go again. There's no say in that. Are you going to let it hit? Are you going to play around any reactions? Are you going to just ignore it? Like, you have a very comfortable life lead. You're getting very close to setting up for another burst. And it looks like once again Hank is just laying his life total down, going like, yeah, whatever, send it to me. Send me the bill, Roger. What do your worst. Boltyn, you ain't so big and scary now. You've no luminas. Yeah, so we have a hot streak coming through for 2, and a balance of justice is going straight in front of that. And there is the 3rd Lumina Ascension. Roger's going to try and claw some damage back here. Getting a roof, getting a life on this hit if Hank doesn't have anything to do about it. Nope, just taking it. And Roger gets to trigger Lumina, Bolting Blade, goes to Soul, goes to 13. And now we have another go again. Let's see which Saber Roger decides to attack with. Because now they are guaranteed to have go again. I think we're just noticing the life discrepancy here. This must be where it gets fixed. Thank you for forewarning us, as. And it looks like we're just going back to Roger being at 13. Yeah. We're adjusting the life differences. We're doing some nice clean play here. Yeah, Roger going to 14. And now we have Hot Streak again coming in for another 3. Roger with 1 card in hand. If that is a attack reaction, if it's 2 cards in hand, if one of those is the last beacon of courage, Roger is in a great spot to start clawing some damage back. But really, is it too little too late, or is he going to turn this thing around? It really depends on what Hank thinks he can do with that hand of his. Because there's no way now with so many cards in Soul to stuff that combo. So we're just going to give up the edgy Iron Rots and the Grasp for 3. Has Roger got any reactions? No, doesn't look like it. They're just going to send over Centauri Saber for 3. Very important to note that if Hank blocks this with any attack actions, it will get the +1 from Boltyn. It'll also get +1 for its own text, which is an end of turn till end of turn effect. So if you block it on the first swing, the second swing still gets the buff. The buff carries through, unlike Boltyn's hero text. Yeah, Hank is just saying, yeah, I'll take 3. He's going to give it go again. Looks like we're banishing 2, 1 for the hot streak that was never given go again. Roger. And there's another. You don't want to be seeing all your bolting blades go away, Roger. And then we're pitching for the last Centauri Saber swing. With 1 card remaining. And Hank just going to 20 here. Roger hitting. Yikes. So we've seen 3 more power cards go to the soul of Roger Bodie. He has some cards that he would definitely like to see in deck, because Celestial Cataclysms, Bolting Blades, via the Vanguards, those are the cards that really let you close games out. But he has very much evened up this life total that was, 16 points in the difference? So let's see how we get on here. Hank is going to tick down Rune Blood and tick up Rune Chance. There's really not a better feeling as a Viserai player than just being like, number goes down, number goes up. Sonata Galaxia pitching into it. What is he getting with 4 rune chance? So that means X is already. Oh, rune blood barrier. So he's just looking for 4 more rune chance here. It's pushing it up to 8. And if your hero would be dealt damage, destroy that many rune chants instead. This is an old school Viserai tech. You don't see a lot of this anymore in current Viserai. I used to love this card because it was just 5 rune chants on tap. And then you would just defend and generate some more rune chants and then eventually blow up your opponent with Bloodsheet Skeleton. And we've got a Runic Reclamation. I can't remember. It's not. It's a Runic Reckoning. It's a while since I've been playing Viserai, and an Arknight Ascendancy. So we have physically it's 8 dominate. So this is going to get through unless Roger has found his soul shields, and we're generating a rune chant on the back end, and we have 9 rune chants coming at a Boltyn. So finally, Mr. Bodhi has decided to pitch to some of those rune chants, taking 6 damages, and we have a full block with a take flight and that saving grace from those armory decks. That is such a great defense reaction. It is a soul shield again that actually furthers your game plan very easily, as well as reducing attack damage, so it lets you block more efficiently, if anything. Anyway, Hank is just going to Arsenal Pass. We're ready to go. See if Roger decides to do anything with this remaining card in hand. Nope, we're just going to Arsenal. And like, to be fair, that is fine. This Viserai deck really, it attacks in big chunks, so it needs a little bit of setup time sometimes to do its thing. Now Hank moving to his 3rd rune chant off of Rune Blood Incantation. Really thinking about how do we set up this next turn. Can we threaten 10 damage? Can we threaten over 10 damage? With, I think, all 3 Arknight Ascendancies gone, Hank is going to be looking for something like the Amplify the Arknights or Rattlebone. Oh, well, picking up the Graveyard. Either he's counting all his attacks or he is picking up and going like, oh, I do have this Rattlebones in my hand. Maybe I could play my Rattlebones. One of my favorite Viserai cards. I once had a local, our 2-time national champion, Dylan Thompson, attack with the same use the Rattlebones to attack with the same 9th Blade of the Blood Oath twice in one turn. Yeah, we're discarding an attack to this become the Arknight. So we're going to go search our deck for a Runeblade non-attack action. And let's see what Hank decides to get. This is a great opportunity as well for Hank to kind of look through his deck and see what value he still has sitting in there. Because obviously the key here he wants is to generate some rune chants, push some damage, and not leave Roger with all the cards possible in his hand. Hank, have we lost you? We've lost many a man to a good tutor effect. The old analysis paralysis, decisions. Which card do I get? Tutoring for Sonata Galaxia is really good. It's some very high level stuff. Anyone who has played very powerful older formats in Magic the Gathering, for example, would know sometimes you can't get to the card you want, or not in the way you want to. So searching for a search is extremely powerful. We've all seen that with cards like Traverse the Universe in Zen, because the ability to search for the card that searches for whatever card and draws you a card is nuts. Hank is really taking some time here to plan out this turn because it's going to be a big one. I feel like he's really going to push some damage here into into poor Roger's face. Not that he hasn't been doing that all game, but here we are. Do you know what makes me nervous? Is when you see your opponent tapping the table. Oh, we're getting a Runic Reckoning. So it looks like Hank is just going to be throwing some damages this turn. No more setting up. Can't be leaving Roger getting cards in hand. Can't be doing that. So we play the Runic Reckoning, tick up, trigger Viserai, and next Runeblade attack gets +3. And yeah, look at that. Look at that. Using the old noodle. Rattlebones. Hell of a card. Hell of a drug. Love me some Rattlebones. Using the 1 resource and the 5 rune chance discount on Arknight Ascendancy to be like, here's 5 and 8. Got another defense reaction, buddy. Because if this Arknight Ascendancy pushes through, like, even if Roger blocks 3 of it, that's taking 5 and adding another 5 damage to the next turn. And Hank has 1 rune chant on the back end from playing this Arknight Ascendancy. So obviously Hank was tapping the table, looking at the numbers, like Zach Galifianakis in The Hangover, trying to calculate all of his resources, and it looks like he has just gotten there on the right number. Roger thinking about these rune chants, I imagine, whether he's going to take 5. Now, Boltyn can operate off a pretty low resource base, so if he has a blue, maybe he pitches the. Or we pitch 5, take nothing, take nothing. Block 3. We got a soul shield, Roger. Nope. Taking 5. Giving Hank 5 rune chance. So we go straight back to 6 rune chance. And really, what Roger needs to do now is hope Hank whiffs over the next couple of turns for a big attack. Because Hank still has 3 block in armor sitting on the board. 4, technically, if you count that dyadic Carapace, which is pretty much untouched. And Roger is just going to throw out an engulfing light. So I wonder, is this going to find the last beacon of victory? Pump it up to something like 6 or 7. Go grab something else. Throw in another 6 or 7 damage. The old engulfing light. Here's my beacon of victory. Leave exactly 3 cards in soul. Nope. We're just going to block it. Blocking with that Dread Triptych. Another staple Runeblade Classic. Hoping it comes back in Florian. And we have Arknight Ascendancy again. Roger must be bulling over this. But at least this time it's only 5. But, that's cold comfort when your life total is 5. So we have a 7 ball of arcane damage coming in instances of 1 at Roger Bodie, blocking 3. And we have the pummel. Woof. Yikes. That is well played from Hank Sherlock. Holy. Just have it all, man. Just have it all. Wow. I didn't think anyone was going to dethrone Roger the way he has been running through people in this league, but Al Hank showed me that was some very impressive stuff, some really good gameplay. I had spoken to Hank recently enough about this, and he was telling me how much he didn't realize how exhilarating games get. And, you deserve every bit of praise for that, Hank. You played that perfectly. You managed to stuff the big scary turn. You didn't lose your nerve. So clean. Well done. Really proud of you. Really well done. An excellent player, an excellent advocate for the casual side of Flesh and Blood. And Roger, commiserations, but hey, you're 3-1 in the league now. You're probably pretty locked for top 8, so you might be the winner of nothing. And it might give you a chance to get a little bit of revenge for this game, But Hank, congratulations on the move to 4-0. Really well done. Brilliant job. Um, yeah, I don't have much more to say about that. That was a great game of Flesh and Blood, and I really hope all of you enjoyed it. Please, in the comments, just tell the players how much you love this game, how much you loved seeing them play. All the praise to both of them. Really well done. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe to Go Again Gaming so that we can keep doing this league. That means absolutely nothing for the love of Flesh and Blood. I've been Ian, and I will see you in the next one. If you're looking for me in the meantime, you can find me on Twitter at findos_spirit, and I'll see you around. Bye.